Well, I'm Craig Cumbie. I lived in Georgetown County all my life. I've had, besides 2 years, I lived in West Andrews, Williamsburg County. Was born and raised right in Maryville, off the corner of Old Charleston and Oakley Street. I went to school, grammar school right on up, even some technical colleges I went to. So I have a family. I have a son, one son, and I have a granddaughter now, which I'm very proud of. And so
you're a business owner too.
Yes, I own my own company.
What's it called?
Mechanical Services Carolina.
And what do you do?
It's steel piping, fabrication, handrails.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing steel and pipe work since, probably 87, 88.
Okay, so quite a while. So you decided you wanted to add something to your list of things to do, and that's to be a county council person. Why is that? Did people in your community ask you to run, or why did you decide to run?
Some came to me and asked me to run. They were kind of fed up with some of the circumstances that was going on in the council and with their councilman. So I decided to run, but I want to run. I decided to run on the behalf of the people of Georgetown County. The citizens of Georgetown County are my main concern.
Now, of course, if you're on council, your vote, impacts the whole county. But you're specifically in District 3. What specific things in District 3 do you see happening that needs changing?
Well, some areas of the county have been left behind. They've been forgot about. I mean, we have elderly people in our community that has been begging for sewer. They need sewer. Sampit wants sewer. There's areas that they've been fighting for a long time that they haven't gotten. Now, there's ways we can go about getting different things besides a tax increase and besides the 1 cent sales tax. I mean, there's ways we can get things done without putting the citizens of Georgetown County in more hardship than they already are. Basically due to the inflation nationwide. But Andrews has a lot of work to do. Andrews is it's a different, how I want to put it, it's a different situation that needs to be answered in a different way than what they've been trying to answer.
What do they have that's different from other areas? Well,
Andrews has faulty, everybody knows, water, sewer. Their infrastructure is gone. And, people sit there and they say, well, the mayor's done this, the mayor's done that. Well, I'm going to tell you now, this is not from this mayor. This is from years and years of neglect in the town of Andrews.
But do you think this mayor's doing a lot to try to make it better?
He's trying to do his best with what he has to work with. And that's my honest opinion. Now,
I do see him out in the trenches, like with a shovel in a ditch, at 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Yeah.
So, and people say leadership. You have people say leadership, and other people say, well, it's not the leadership. Well, a lot of people, most people in Andrews has realized that this has been going on for years.
So who failed Andrews? And as you say, it's been going on before Frank McCleary was mayor. So where did they get failed and who failed them?
Well, a lot of the problem in Andrews, I feel like, this is my personal opinion, you can't take 2, 3 people or 4 people that is employed by the town to do regular maintenance on your sewer, water, and electrical. It takes a team, and it takes teamwork to do that, to keep up with it. And over the years, it hasn't been maintained properly. That's why they're having the issues now, and it just happened to fall on Mayor McCleary's lap.
So what could you as a county council person do to help make that better? Well,
there's a lot of things we can do to work with the mayor. If you really, let me tell you what I think. This is my personal opinion. This is nothing that I would push, but this is something that I would love to talk to the citizens of Andrews about. I feel like that the town of Andrews, to help their citizens, should file a bankruptcy. They should liquidate what they have. They should take that money, pay for their water, sewer, for their infrastructure as what they can, turn it over to the county. The taxpayers in the town of Andrews, and all the taxpayers wise in the town of Andrews, is like $3.2, $3.4 million. What are the citizens of Andrews getting out of that?
So when you say turn it over to the county, you mean police, fire, EMS?
Everything.
To the county, and let the sheriff's department?
Let the sheriff's department patrol it. They do it now. Mm-hmm. And I tell you why they do it now. It's town of Andrews for a long time haven't had certified police officers. Mm-hmm. So the county's always had to come in and help. They do something, they have to call them. And the county has to come in. So now the taxpayers are also paying the county to come in and the police officers that are uncertified, which by law, uncertified officers shouldn't be driving one of the police car. I feel like the town of Andrews and the taxpayers of town of Andrews cannot afford to pay enough taxes to keep Andrews afloat with everything that needs to be done.
Now, have you talked about this with any residents?
I have discussed it with several.
Have you brought it up to the mayor?
I have not.
Okay, but what about the residents?
Well, I have talked to several.
And what are their thoughts?
Couple groups. And, they a lot of them see my point. But, that's not my call. That would not be my call. That's not nothing I can do in the council to do that, because unless the citizens of the district and the town of Andrews come to me and say, look, this is what we would like to do, then I would do everything I can to help the citizens of Andrews in that process.
Let me ask you about EMS in Andrews. Of course, one of the big topics has been the fact that they no longer have an ambulance inside the town limits. It's been relocated to the Big Dam area. Do you think it needs to come back?
Yes.
And what can you do
110% and need to be back.
What can you do to help make it come back as a county council person?
It's a long process, and I'll tell you why my process would be long. Right now, the county is asking for 2 1-cent sales taxes. 1 1-cent sales taxes to help Andrews, which I personally disagree with the county taxpayers paying out on Andrews' mismanagement over the years. I think if you want to get a 1-cent sales tax, you need to have a sales tax that's going to provide help for the citizens of Georgetown County. That being said, a 1-cent sales tax to help provide funds for the sheriff's department, for EMS, and for our fire. There's no reason we should not have EMSs in most communities. Now, you could take like Sampit and Santee, 1 fire, 1 ambulance. But with a 1-cent sales tax for that, we could have them around the clock. We need around the clock EMS and fire in our rural areas. They have it at the beach. I understand at the Walk-A-Mall Neck because it's populated, but minutes save lives. And I can give you several examples right there in North Santee of friends of mine friends of ours that has passed away due to having to wait on the ambulance for 47, 48 minutes. It's not fair to the rural district of Georgetown County to not have the proper EMS, fire, and police.
So what you're saying, if I understand correctly, is the problem of not having an ambulance close by is not just the town of Andrews' problem. It's other areas of the county.
Yes, all areas of the county. I'm talking about Choppy, Plantersville, South Island, but we need them around the clock. We don't need a man coming in there like they did with Ms. Moultrie, say, well, I'm at work, I'm volunteer. Well, they have to get in touch with somebody else, And when the ambulance finally got there, it had to come from the Walk-A-Mall Neck to get to her in North Santee. And when they got there, she had passed away.
But you can buy new ambulances if it came to that. But the problem that I'm hearing is you don't have the personnel.
You have to pay them to get the personnel. The same with the sheriff's department, the same with the fire department. You have to get up with the times and the dates with these other, in line with the other counties that surround us.
How do you do that without a tax increase?
What I'm saying, a 1 cent sales tax is what I'm saying. A 1 cent sales tax will bring in about $15 million a year. So you're saying
you support the 1% sales tax, but for different reasons than is being
exactly.
proposed.
I mean, there's ways that we can do with 1 cent sales taxes. We can build a building at Pleasant Hill. I mean, why we have to pay a 1 cent sales tax for 8 years to get a building put at Pleasant Hill?
But the capital project sales tax, that list is set in stone.
Exactly.
But the local option sales tax, they can use that for whatever. So do you support the lost tax if they would use it for emergency services?
Well, you know, look at it this way, and I'm going to give you an example. Mm-hmm. The county says, the administrator says we're going to have $2.2 million on the average to spend for the county-wise. They're going to give $340 back on a $200,000 home.
Right.
On your taxes.
71% goes back to
that's right.
And the county gets the other 29%.
All right, exactly. Now, you figure this up. You're going to get, if you own a $200,000 house, you're going to get $340 off on your taxes. Mm-hmm. This is just an example. $340. Now, you're paying a sales tax all year long on everything, basically most of everything that you buy. Mm-hmm. You are paying in more than that $340, a lot more than that $340 on a tax. Mm-hmm. So the $340, that's just a waste. All that $340 giving you back is a gimmick to get the sales tax passed.
But I guess I'm confused. What 1% sales tax would you support to get the
I would
emergency services?
Neither one. Neither one's on it right now.
So we need to start from scratch.
We have to start from scratch, and let's do something for the people of Georgetown County. The safety is the most concern of Georgetown. That's what this country was founded on, and we've got away from that. Mm-hmm. Our sheriff's department has struggled over the years now. They've been struggling. Yes, they got a raise, but they still are not exactly in line with the other counties. And I really think it's a disgrace that the people of Georgetown County sit here, and when deputies get called, he's got 5 or 6 out here. They at the beach, understandably, they out here, but then you got over here, you don't see one because they don't have the employees. It's not the sheriff's fault. It's Georgetown County's fault. It's mismanagement from Georgetown County.
When you say Georgetown, you mean the county finance department?
No. The county council had opportunities to pass what our sheriff needed, and they have blown it off time and time again.
But what about people who say maybe we don't need as an expensive of a jail, that we're getting, and we can use some of that money for raises and salaries?
A jail is very important. Mm-hmm. It is very important. They have fought that old jail for years. And I can tell you that because I have worked in the jail changing out the boilers and stuff as they were needed. Mm-hmm. And that jail is not up to date. I mean, we need, for the safety of our deputies and our jail personnel, we need the new jail. Mm-hmm. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you about a couple of other things, because we got a few minutes left. You've been attending a lot of the meetings in the Lambertown area, and I think you even attended the one, if I remember right, in Plantersville concerning the solar farms. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about the solar farms that are coming? The ones that's there are being built right now, the expansion they're looking for in Lambertown, and then the one in Plantersville they're looking at?
Well, I think that Georgetown County, if it was me and I was on county council, I would have sat there with them and told them, look, You were wanting 5,000. This is 5,000 acres of land. 5,000. That's a lot of land that you were taking, that you were cleaning off. Wildlife has to disperse in other areas. Start with, if you want to build something, a solar farm, if you want 5,000 acres, you want to purchase another 5,000 acres and turn it over into wildlife conservation. Because they can say, well, they've left this little bit, left this little bit, left this little bit, but that's not for all our wildlife. Now, the town of this, the area of Lambertown, the area of Sanford, they deserve something for giving this up and have to look at this every day of their life. This is truly an eyesore to Georgetown County. Now, Santee Cooper is the reason this is happening. So they can't, people say, well, Georgetown County Council, Georgetown County, they pushing this issue to get this done. They brought them in here to do this. They didn't. Santee Cooper did. So for my thing, the amount of power that they're using, it could have been out. This same plant right where it's at, inside between Lambertown and Sanford, there are thousands of acres between any homes and Santee Cooper in the Keelsauq Bay over there that they could have put this where people don't have to look at the eyesore when they go by. Now, you get, Georgetown County loves tourism. And I like tourism too. When you have people come into the county and they start looking, and who wants to ride by and look at thousands of acres of solar panels sitting out there? One thing, it didn't bring any jobs to Georgetown County. When it's all said and done, it's going to have 2 people that's going to be going and checking things out, maintenance here and there, and it's going to have one crew of people to cut grass. That's no jobs. We need jobs in Georgetown County, especially with the influx of people moving here. We got to have jobs to support these people. If we don't have jobs to support these people, we're going to start looking like San Francisco with the people on the street.
Now, what will you as a county council person do to help bring jobs to Georgetown County?
Well, there's several things and we have several areas that, the airport, 521, there's several areas that you can build different plants. Boeing, they have areas that they are looking for areas for different plants to do different parts. Why not Georgetown County? Why not the commercial park on 521? There's car manufacturers in Greenville. Right now they looking for places to build parts. Georgetown County would be a perfect place, but you have to have somebody to go out and reach out and discuss things with them, like Nikki Haley did when she was our governor. She brought a lot of jobs here because she went out there and worked at it. You got to work at it.
So do you think we've got the personnel in place to do that now, or do you think we need to hire somebody that will be an ambassador for Georgetown County?
You can do it now.
With who?
County council. That's my job.
Okay, so you think county council should go out and do that?
Yeah,
okay.
I can go out there and do it. I mean, I have contacts that I've talked to, and there's several of them that I've already talked to. But you don't have to bring people in to do certain jobs when you got people there that's capable of doing it now.
And you'd push that as a county council person.
Okay, I ran crews from 75 people down to 1 person.
Yeah.
It's management.
Now, let me ask you about, because before we wrap up, I know one of your passions and one of the things I know you'll work for if you're on council is to help the elderly in the county. And especially your district has a lot of problems in that area. Tell us why it's so passionate for you.
Well, over the years, our seniors, they have built this county. They have built this nation. Without our seniors, there would be no Georgetown County. And our seniors, they get to the point where they're on a fixed income, allotted so much a month. Well, when you look at their income I'm giving an example here of $700 some a month to a grandmother that's raising two of her grandkids, paying her taxes on her home, on her cars, on everything we got, paying taxes on her $700 some income. With the inflation that we have, now maybe another 2-cent sales tax that we have, we are putting these elderly people in stressful situations. Some of them is sharing electricity from one house to the other with drop cords because they can't afford it because the taxes they pay are too high. I personally feel like we can come up with a situation to where we can eliminate some of the property taxes on our elderly. We pay 4%. Our elderly, they get a homeowner's exemption now, but that's not enough to help them. I don't think, we'd have to come up with a solution and where to get it from and how to get it, but we will have to come up. I would love to see our seniors cut to 1.5%. We got to help our seniors. It's just like we throw them out and don't care about them anymore. And that's wrong. It's wrong.
And you're talking about the 1.5%. Why did you come up with that figure? How did that come
Well,
about?
it's just something that I came up with. I mean, I would love to do away with all of it, but you can't do that. But something to give them a break to where they could take 1%. If they take 1% or 1.5% sales tax off of, it'd be 2.5% less than what they're doing. That's over the property tax. That's pretty good savings, and it would help them. I mean, it's just I don't know. The elderly are just they feeble. I try to help as much as I can in our neighborhood. If they need something, I go to them, and I'm just passionate about it because I hate to see people suffer the way that our elderly are.
Anything else you would do as a council person?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things we need to do. First thing we need to do is clean up where the wasteful money's going. I mean, I've been digging, and if I win this election, there's going to be some heads turning, some ahs and oohs going on because of the stuff that I'm going to show where our money's going. One thing is, anyone with Georgetown County goes on a trip, I don't care if it's Myrtle Beach or Texas or wherever they're going. Why do they have to stay in the most expensive hotels there is in the state? Why would you go and spend $600 or $700 for a motel when you can get one for $250 that's just as nice as your bedroom at home? It's wasting taxpayers' money.
Why should people vote for you on November 5th over Mr. Cooper?
Because I care about all of Georgetown County and the citizens of the county. I want to work for the citizens of Georgetown County and not Georgetown County.